Oops, just doing a little unscrew of a little thing there. Hello, who have I got waiting there? Nice to see somebody. See who else comes along in a minute. I've got lots of different, so it's becoming an oil painter here, and I've got lots of different paintings I'll be working on. Quite a lot of different little details I've got to catch up on some of these pieces. So, see what's on my palette already. See what I can have a look at. Maybe I can make a lovely blue sea for one of Richard's pieces. Hello, lovely Ginny. Have you just woken up, lovely? Oh, in fact, Ginny, let's do your piece then. You can even tell me. You can tell me exactly where it is. Maybe. This is your one. I'm trying to find out where it is. As I've got the information, but some kind of park or something that you did before doing poetry. Oh, you set an alarm specifically. Thank you so much, lovely. Hello, Anna. Nice to see you as well. Okay, I've got some colours over here. I guess I will use these colours, but I think I might have to make myself a kind of new palette at the same time. So I'm going to keep these just off to the side. Keep this just off to the side over here. And then I can sort of steal the colours from it if I've got lumps of colour that I need. But I think I need something a little bit different right now. So I'm going to make myself a new palette. I do that with the old Heygo sign that I use. Hello, Lauren. Nice to see you. Thanks, lovely. Thanks for coming. Bit of foil, because oil paint is very flammable and doesn't smell so great. So it's best not to have it just in your room always. I only live in a one-room space and a hallway. So I can easily take this off and throw it away, and it's not made of plastic, so it's not going to be really bad for the environment either. That's my way of thinking anyway. That's what I'm going with. So here I have got Ginny's lovely location here, and there's just some purple flowers in and around that. I've almost finished her piece actually, but I want to add these purple flowers. You almost can't really see them, but I can see them. So I'm going to find Ginny's piece and I'm going to pop that in there. I've got all kinds of pieces underway. This is one with Kelsey. This is one with Rishi, I think. Lovely Clint has sent me an email, but I haven't read the email yet. I was a bit busy having a nice time yesterday. We've got some pieces underway here with Lynn at a Chinese garden in Australia, Chinese friendship garden, and this is Lily in Winchester. I'm pretty happy with my cathedral. I think it's coming along nicely. Gonna give it a day in the sun to do a bit of drying tomorrow. It's raining like nobody's business today, so that's not going to be today. Tomorrow I'll give it a day in the sun, and then I'll add the last bits on Sunday. Sunday's my last day for painting as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I could do Monday at a push, but I think it's going to rain again on Monday. But basically everything's getting exhibited in little more than a week, so I can't really mess around. With adding more paint to something that needs to be on display it doesn't dry very quickly. Where are you, Ginny? I'm going to have a look in here. Got a whole selection of stuff over here. There you are. There's Ginny's one. Right. Try not to drop it. Oh, they don't have smell bad. They smell alright, but they also smell bad. Sorry, I just came from Osaka earlier, so a bit behind my schedule, I suppose. Schedule of doing things, so excuse me. Sorting things out live. I hope you don't mind. It's humid now. The humidity has arisen in Japan. It's we're getting warm, 30 degrees and raining and everything. Raining on and off where you are for 4 days. Oh my goodness. It was Worthing Highdown Gardens, near Worthing. Okay, I'm gonna add Highdown Gardens to this, and then we're gonna add some little purple flowers, lilac flowers. Maybe they were lilacs. Maybe they were. Maybe that's what they are. Who knows? So what can I write? Highdown Gardens. That's what you said, isn't it? Highdown Gardens in Worthing. I just put in Worthing for simplicity's sake, Ginny, because there'll be Japanese people looking at this. I don't need to write the ins and outs of what Worthing means. It'll be a bit confusing for people. This is still very wet, this piece of Ginny's that I've created, because it was only started a few days ago, so it's still very wet, but I need some little lilac flowers. I think should go in over here, and I guess I'll dot them on with a palette knife, I think. So I need to get some things that make it look lilac like. Thanks for letting me sort all that out while you guys are watching. My goodness, it's humid. My body feels hot, unnecessarily hot. I'm happy I can start with the Ginny piece, considering Ginny's woken up specially to be here today. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Ginny, these days? Have you got in regards to tours and things? We're ex-tour guides from Heygo.com. Drop some linseed oil onto this. From Heygo.com, which doesn't exist anymore. So we're getting by in our ways with a lot less money, a lot less simplicity, but still finding our ways. I'm hugging you guys right now. The gimbal is right between both of my arms, this one and this one. So if you go on Instagram or Facebook right now, you can check out my stories. You can see that I went to Universal Studios Japan yesterday. Might be the only time I go this year until maybe autumn or something. But it was a date with my partner because I'm going to go away for a whole month this summer. So I won't get to see him for a long time, but also I don't see him all that often anyway. So when we do meet, it's nice to have a big date, a big proper date, you know. I've got some colours over here. I'm just stealing a bit. Oh, look, how is that already gone all gunky, even though I can't get the art itself to dry? That's so annoying. So annoying. I want to try and make a nice lilac colour, but that might be a bit, it's not exactly pretty, this shade I've just made. No, I don't like that one. I'll use that for something else. Who knows what I use that for? I'm going to say it needs to be more blue than anything. More blue, and then grab some of this white over here. Or maybe it was just the wrong shade of red I used. Okay, sneak a bit of that in. Oh, I think we're nearly at the colour I'd like. Yeah, that looks nice. It's a kind of mauvey lilac colour. Right, it's a bit loose because of the amount of linseed oil I used in that. 30, I wish. You're an ex-Voyager. Got a couple, but not sure about continuing. I can hear you there, lovely. I think I'm going to continue for at least a year, I think. See how it goes. But I've got Kenda Packer sponsors. As long as I've got sponsors looking after me, I'll definitely keep providing for them. Sponsors, crew members, whatever. Or something. Right, going to go in with some little petals. Trying to get it to look natural is maybe a bit of a tricky problem. Oh, it does look cute though. Nice to have some flowers added. Oh, paint my finger totally. Great. This picture has got some brilliant texture in it, especially up there on that tree. Can you see the texture in the tree? I love doing it. Love making it textured. Okay, nice little ones. Maybe some flowery highlights. See if I can get highlights in there. Oh, thanks, lovely. Ginny says, I really like it. I might have to buy it. That's very kind and sweet of you to say. You can hear the trains go by in the background. Sorry about that. Sounds like a freight train, that one. Okay. Might get a couple of darker bits. Okay, and then a couple of stems, I think. Ooh. So the pieces are going to end up much bigger than you can see right now. I've got a kind of surprise. I've got something cool I'm planning to do to them. So I can't wait to show you guys as that all comes into being. I can bring it with you. Oh, that's a nice idea, yeah. To come and collect it, that would be good. Oh, you could give me the money for it then, and then I'd have spending money in the UK, which is going to be a bit of a tricky one, getting spending money in the UK. That would be cool. Just put a little bit of very bright green and linseed oil up there. What I'm hoping I can do is make a nice little stem that stands out a little bit. I don't want it to stand out. Well, maybe I do. I was going to say I don't want it to stand out too much, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. Right, flatten this. Mix, mix, mix. Flatten. Mix and flatten. Then I might use this little one here for the stem, because then it won't be, I think it won't be too big. Let's see. Already hasn't done what I wanted it to. Well, no, I think we're not going to use that. We're going to use something else. Rest that to the side. Get my new skinniest little brush. If it will show itself to me. Skinniest little brush, where are you? Oh, it's the only one that's a different colour, and I couldn't find it. Oh, you know why I couldn't find it? Because it's almost the same colour as my curtains, which are in the background. So, how is everybody doing? Are you all well? Needs a bit more of something white in there. Oh, just remember, don't lean on everything else. Are there any good exhibitions or theatre shows coming to the UK this summer, Ginny? Okay, I'm happy with this now. Looking a bit more like what I wanted it to look like. Maybe some leaves should go on too. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with it. I don't want it to get too overworked, for sure. Might be able to grab a bit of another colour from my old palette. Nope, that's all decided to melt. Sorry, not melt, but not melt, but what's the word? Dry. Tiny little stones on the step. Oh, it's Freight Train Central. There's quite a lot of freight trains going by. Strange. Just woke up 30 minutes ago. Nice. Brighton Festival currently, so much going on. Currently, as in the spring, or as in at that time? Lots going on. That should be nice. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I can't wait. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to smell the sea. Going into Portsmouth in the UK mostly. That'd be where I can mostly be found in the second half of my journey. Bristol in the first half. But sneaky little night in London, I think, when I arrive. See what I can see. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. One second, just gonna make a dark color to go in the gap around here. I fancy it being a bit darker in here. While also maintaining that less can be more. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. I hear there's a karaoke bar in Portsmouth, Ginny. I don't know if it's been as popular with Brits as it would have been in Japan, but might be worth looking into on Albert Road. Okay. Just going to do hints of darker shades in the bush area at the back, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Focusing back on my own music. Oh, nice. That sounds very nice. You're so talented. You can do so many things, Ginny. I'm so impressed and inspired. How do you guys feel when you meet people who can do many, many things? Do you feel overwhelmed with jealousy, or do you feel inspired? I hope you feel inspired. Okay. One more thing. I wanted to add branches at the top, but I don't know if it's necessary. Branches up here. What do you think? Oh, Anna, I'm glad you feel inspired. What do you think? Branches up here, like in the picture. Can you see? Is there a need? Ooh. Blooming heck. That always happens to me. I've got to stop doing it. What do you think? Branches or no branches? Sorry for saying heck twice. Just not really impressed with my ability to hold my phone. I guess I could have said something worse than that. Branches. Okay, branches will be added. Excuse me while I do something about this, though. Yeah, I'm saying worse than that in my heart, in my head and in my heart. It's the third time it's happened. The second time it happened on the finished piece of art I made, which resulted in me saying really loudly. Somehow I didn't manage to swear, which goes to show the guides on Heygo that snuck in swear words. They really didn't need to do it. They just did it for coolness. But however, my friends, such as Paul, who he adds swearing into his tours because that's how he speaks. That's what he wants to convey. So let him do it. That's cool. But making out that you don't swear unless it's really serious, I think it's a bit silly. So some guides used to do it for drama. I guess that's part of their game. So that's fine. That's fine, I suppose. I personally swear a lot in my life, but I choose not to in a public setting like this because I don't think it's appropriate if you want to be accessible for everybody. And I would like children and adults of all ages to feel like they're welcome and safe in my tours. In my tours, I should stop calling them tours, in my live streams. Yeah, there we go. Well, I finished that. That's as far as I'm going with that one. Right, I'm going to make up a little brown colour then. A dark brown, and we're going to create some branches to add to it. Yeah, I feel like that side actually was missing something. It was waiting for branches. It was waiting, so we're going to let it have the branches. You swear too. They say honest people swear more. They say more intelligent people swear more. They say less stressed people swear more. But also, I think there's a great degree of restraint and respect in those that didn't learn to swear so violently. Also, takes all sorts in this world. What I think we should be a bit more mindful of is if you are a swearing person, don't swear around those that tend to not like it out of a sign of respect. And if you are a swearing person and your friends know that but tell you not to, then they need to stop being so whiny. I think it depends on the situation, but people give too much credit to silly little words that are bad, I think. If you make them seem like they're really bad, then they will become really bad. But if you just make them seem like they're a little bit of stress relief that we all need, then that's what they'll be. That might be silly, I don't know, but that's how I feel about it. I feel like there's no need to get quite so worked up about them. Personally. That being said, I've got to go careful. I've got a Japanese partner and he's learned a lot of swear words from me for daily conversations use. And there's some words I have to not say around him because I don't want him getting such an incredible potty mouth. But there's some words that are really funny that I say to him all the time, like poop or bum. It's really funny because he thinks poop and bum are really, really bad words, but they're not. So he says, I'm going to meet Kendall's mum and I'm going to say poop and I'm going to say bum. And I'm like, fine, go on then. Have fun saying poop and bum in front of my mum. It's you, my friend, that will look like the silly Billy. Oh, and sometimes I say dummy. You dummy. And he thinks he's got a cool bad word. No, mate, no, you don't. I'm going to use the palette knife as well for this bit back here, but for now, just this one a little bit. I want them to stand out, so I think I'll use the palette knife too. I think I'm not going to have them as long as the ones in the picture. The ones in the picture go over much further, but that's my prerogative, I think. I think that's my limit for that. For how far those ones will go. Ginny says, I don't like the aggressive intent behind them. Do you mean for people that are being aggressive about them? Because not everybody uses them aggressively. Some people do, but I think that people who are doing or saying things very aggressively, I guess I feel sorry for them and I want them to get help, you know? So I either don't listen to them if they're being just totally rude, or I try and calm them down. And I just wish them well. When I was a kid, I used to swear aggressively because I had a lot going on in my life that was very hard to deal with. And I realized it was very unhealthy. It got really unhealthy by the time I was 20, my use of them and the way I did it. And I trained myself out of it because I knew it was inappropriate. But the way I swear now is nothing to do with that. The way I swear now is, I don't know, for enthusiasm and comic effect and emphasis. But people who don't do it do sound nicer. So I don't recommend getting into swearing at all. Okay. Trying to keep them light and jaggedy. It's important to be jaggedy with that kind of thing. Yeah, it does look nicer with those in. So thank you very much for saying yes. Yeah, the strongest swear words. Yeah. Yeah, he knows real swear words that start with F and S. And he's watched things like Stranger Things, so he knows a lot of Americanized ones too. But what's really funny is when he thinks he's being naughty when he says poop. Okay, I'm going to try and get some really tiny little twiggy ones in there now. And thicken up some that are already there. Try and get the knobbly bits on the branches. And might I just say, I didn't teach my partner swear words. He learned them by hearing them in natural conversation. Probably initially an extension of text speak. We had only 2 words banned in our house. Conservative Party. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Try and get some twiggies. In the gaps. Sorry, you probably don't want to see the back of my hand that close all the time. He picked them up then. Yeah, but where did he pick them up from? I'll say TV. He watched too much TV. What do you think? If you tell children that words are really bad, do you think they're more inclined to use them? Or do you think if you just like pretend, if they say a bad word, you sort of just pretend like, oh, there's no effect. Do you think it's a better way of getting the child not to say bad words? For example, I love bad words, but when I was a kid, when I was about 4 years old, my mum took my Care Bears VHS away from me. I had no idea why she took the Care Bears VHS away from me. And it turned out, I later learned that apparently one of the Care Bears, I didn't know about it, one of the Care Bears said crap. I don't think crap is too bad a word, and it just means poop, really, doesn't it? So that's why I said that. So one of the Care Bears said crap. And so my mum stormed over to the TV, took the VHS away from us, and didn't explain a single thing. It wasn't until like a decade later I said, Mum, why did you take the Care Bears VHS away from us? And why didn't you explain to us? And I guess, well, she was learning to be a mummy too, so she was learning to be a mum, so she didn't know what to do in that moment. But yeah, apparently that's all that it was. That's all that it was. No more Care Bears for that. Yeah, exactly. They go on your reactions, so just don't react. I think I accidentally said a swear word in front of this little girl I was babysitting once, and she went to copy me. She tried to, I think I said the S word, and she tried to copy me, but I was giving her, I was drying her after giving her a bath or a shower. Yeah, bath, not a shower. You didn't shower babies. Do you shower babies? I was giving her a bath. Anyway, I was drying her afterwards, and for some reason, I don't know, but obviously something very sudden happened, and I said the S word, and I went, oh my goodness, because I was so shocked that I'd said it, And she was like, oh my gosh, this is intriguing. And she started trying to copy, but she couldn't remember everything I said. So she was just going, shh, shh. And so I just kept saying as many different words as I can, as I could. I was just like, ah, yeah, shoes. Oh, yeah, sugar. Oh, yeah, short. Just anything I could that began with sh, so that she couldn't find the word I'd said in her mind. She couldn't recollect it. There, and she never got away with learning that word, not from me anyway. I think her whole family swears all the time, so it doesn't actually matter. Some families just do. Some just do. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to tap you guys like that just then. Okay, what have we got over here? A little bit more. Oh, this one in here. I think we're looking at it finished. I think I'm happy with it, so I'm going to leave it. I say that like desperately, almost wanting to reach out and put a few more little leafies in. But it was practically finished the other day, so I'm going to call that one finished. It's lovely Ginny's High Down Gardens in Worthing. Pretty. I'm sure because if you don't teach them what bad words are, they might say what they say them when they shouldn't. Exactly. Yeah. There's a kid. So our Japanese kids that we're teaching them English, right? And sometimes they say bad words. Sometimes they say them by accident, which is really funny. Like we're putting other sounds together, but because they're Japanese, they can't say the other sounds. So they accidentally say some quite bad words sometimes. Like they're trying to say sheet of paper or something, and they can't say sheet. So they say something else. And then sometimes, because the kids are playing video games and things, playing them around the world with all kinds of people, and they're Japanese, and they just hear these words, they think it's really funny, or they just think, oh, I've heard other people say it a lot. So they say a really bad word, usually an F or an S1, but they say it really clearly. And we just, as teachers, we have to just not repeat not repeat and not make a big deal out of it. And if they keep saying it, then we've just got to let the parents know. I know you guys think this is funny because you don't know the English very well, but they can't be saying this word. So sometimes we've got to teach them like that too. Yeah, she should have explained. There's plenty of things in my mummy's life where she should have just explained, but she had a mother who would have taught her that you just don't tell kids things. So we didn't learn too much, sadly, in that kind of way. Which sucks, but that's all right. It's all right. We've grown up now. It's all done. And I've learned what to do and what not to do with my own children. If I am ever cursed and blessed with such little blighters in my life. If I get such lovely critters in my life. We'll see. Right, this is Remembering Queen Elizabeth with Paul, but in London. This is just by accident. He's not a big fan of the monarchy, so I think this is a bit tongue-in-cheek funny that I'm doing this little piece of him. I've got 2 blank ones left, so I've got to start some blank ones. But one of them I haven't found the extra one yet. I really want one for Kiara, but I don't think I went on any big tours with her. So I might find one for John, or... yeah, I would have liked one with Tom or Kiara, but I don't think I've got any of their tours. I just supported them, mostly. Yeah, Ginny says lead by example, and then says she never swore in front of her children, but she does all the time now. Right, in the background of this piece, there's a kind of nothing much sky, blue sky. You know what? I'm going to put this mauve colour down, I think. Mauve, I'm going to put a bit more white into it. And then maybe a touch of blue up in the distance of it. But the Queen is going to go into this piece. I might need to not be stingy about the paint and just get some more paint on here, to be honest. Let me see. Still a bit of blue in there. Bluey in the top corner, mauvey in the other bits, I think. Let's see. A nice simple start. and then it gets a bit more complicated. I've only got 2 that are going to have people in it, and one is one of Sayuri's pieces. One from one of Sayuri's on a kind of inside carnival-like dance. And another is this one. But it's very young Queen Elizabeth, 2022. So I'm thinking some people might say, that doesn't look like her, even if I do manage to make a good resemblance. So can't please everybody. That's fine. I'm not trying to please everybody anyway. That would be a boring life. Sorry, I just flicked you again. These paintbrushes have very long handles. Very long handles. You still haven't tried oil paints? Well, Jenny, I can say it's lovely. And I thought I had some kind of horrible strong allergy to them. The fact is I was actually just really unwell for 5 weeks. And the scents and things weren't helping. But I can tell you now that I don't have a strong allergic reaction or some other kind of reaction to them. I think I'm all good. So if that can encourage you to have a go, then that's great. But a little expensive getting a nice set of something all sorted out. So I noticed there's 5 people actively watching this. Does anyone else want to give me a little hi so I can at least know who you are? You don't have to, but if you do, I'd be glad of it. But if you want to stay secret, I got it. That's fine. Yeah, isn't it, Anna? Anna says it's so good to hear you're not allergic. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't want to be allergic to something I was finding out was pretty darn fun. Right, trees are going to go in the background here. I'm not doing any special textures with the sky in this one. I have in lots of others, but keeping it plain and modest. And then I'm going to put trees all around the back, but I'm treating them a bit like a little halo because she's now our late queen. I'm a bit monarchy indifferent, so I think I like them, but I also agree we don't necessarily need them. But I also really love history and I love legacy, but it's a lot of money they get, and I agree with quite a lot of socialist views personally. So but I also find that lots of the royal family members do so much for so many people and raise so much awareness for issues around the world. So I believe they can make a big difference, and if they use their power for that, I'm totally cool with it, for sure. I need to check out my daddy's stuff to do oil paints. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Then you can use his old stuff, at least his old palette knives and things. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, I've got to work out where my lines are going to go. I'm trying to, this postcard isn't really so great, so I've reconstructed the postcard, you see, reconstructed it in my own way to kind of make it more appealing, visually appealing. Change the what's the word? Composition. I was going to say construction. That's not the word at all. Okay. My request to have the extra little watchers show their faces has resulted in one leaving. Sorry, no one has to leave. Right, going to start with the nice bright halo using this nice light green I've got. It's going to go all the way down here. This brush is a round tipped size 8, so it's quite nice for just doing lots of little stippled effects like this. I'm finding on every piece I make, I'm treating them like they're all kind of little sketch pieces. So every piece I make, I'm trying out new techniques so that I can grow and learn with every little thing I do in this oil painting journey, because this is about becoming an oil painter. I haven't done this before. This is me learning and growing before your very eyes, as I hope you will always find me to be doing such things, to be honest. I hope you too are learning and growing before your own very eyes for as long as possible. How many do I have for the exhibition? There'll be 24 new pieces of mine, and I can't remember if it's 15 or 20 of Catherine's pieces. But 24 new pieces for me. This is the 23rd, and the 24th is to come. And I've got only half of that. Only half of those are finished, actually. So I've got a lot of work to do after work tomorrow and the day after, and all of tonight as well. So I'm going to be busy. And then I'm working on all the little tiny bits of things that people don't realize you have to do for an exhibition after that. So I'm excited to do all those kind of little things too. We'll see how it goes. I guess I could do one from one of my own tours for the final piece. I don't know. What shall I do for the final piece? It's got to be someone's tour I've been on, which is a bit of a problem. But a bit of a problem in that it means there's so many that won't be featured. But also, originally I had wanted to make 40 pieces, but I got too ill, to be honest. And also, that's just too much time and money, considering I've only started the exhibition process in spring. I realize many people usually make pieces and then say, oh, I'll have an exhibition. But whatever it is about my personality doesn't make it happen that way. I'm like, let's have an exhibition. Oh, this is the date? About 2 months before, I'll start working on it. But to be honest, we were all so busy with Heygo. We had so much to do for that. We were busy. All right, a little bit of green here. One of Japan would be cool. Of course, Ginny, I've got one for Eriko lined up for that. So we've got one of the most iconic scenes I saw with Eriko. And I've also got Yusuke, but when he went to New York. So I'm happy with that one. And you notice not many people are watching this this live stream right now. That's totally fine. This is the quietest time I could possibly do this live stream. And although I did put it on the Google Calendar, which I think does almost nothing, it's I didn't do extra promotion. So thank you very much to you, Anna and Ginny, for popping in your diaries and choosing to be here. And if Sarah is here watching as well, which I think she might be, then thank you very much to her as well. Don't know who else is watching. I could hope my friend Dave is watching, but I'm not sure. Not sure if he likes me anymore. But I can't control everything. So if that's to be, that's to be. Even though it would suck. Doesn't it suck, guys, losing friends? Do you think so? How do you feel about it? Do you move on pretty quickly? Do you thank them for the moment and then move on to the next thing? How does it go with you guys? People come and go in my life quite a lot, quite easily. Well, in this time that I've been in Japan, especially. In fact, coming out to Japan has helped me manage the amount of people that not manage, but manage the result of people leaving much better. In the UK, I would have found it shocking and confusing because it wouldn't have happened so much. But in Japan, I realised the commonality of it, that you can't always keep up with everybody. You can't always meet everybody's expectations. The best you can do is trying to be an honest version of yourself, I think. And with any luck, that'll do the trick, yeah? Trying to make up some interesting shades of green here. If I can get them to match the picture, that would be good. But it's not the most important. I try to use the pictures for inspiration rather than gospel. I'm planning on using the palette knife to get texture in the leaves as well. The friends you lose weren't meant to stay in our lives for the long run. And yes, Jenny, totally. The pandemic has changed people a bit. I have lost one good friend since then, and a lot of people reflecting more, I guess. I'm just glad we shared some of our paths for a while and wish them well and really hope they have the life they want. Massive, massive cheers to that. I agree. I agree. I agree. Be glad for the times we had. And you can still love people without needing to tell them all the time. If they decided that you don't suit their life or something, that's fine. You can still project good thoughts their way. Big old load of tree in this picture. Did I need a big old load of tree in the picture? I don't know. Is it happening? Yeah, it's happening. Got another idea to add leaves in a sec. And I gotta leave some gaps. Gotta leave some gaps as well, so it looks like the light is shining through the trees. I can't wait to see all of the pieces together. That's one thing I'm very excited for. Queenie's going in the middle, so I need to not do too much there. I'm thinking of introducing my partner to Monty Python. What do you think? I wonder if he'll get it. I hope he doesn't learn more weird English from it, though. He will learn more weird English from it, won't he? I think I've almost got a straight line along the bottom without doing anything too fancy. I don't want the leaves to look too uniform. So, next layer of something a little bit different coming in a second. Also, before you cut ties, I think we should take a step back and see if we can stay in contact, but in a different way. Unless they violated your boundaries too badly, then no. Fair, Anna, yes. But I fear that I might be being ghosted, actually. And in which case, if people choose to ghost me for a long period of time, I can understand not wanting to talk to someone for a while, but to have it go on and on for a very long time, especially when a person might have some big events coming up in their life, that for me breaks it. I guess that's one of my boundaries, I think. Especially if there's no way for me to tell whether or not the person has a mental health condition that I should be aware of. If no one's taught me anything like that about them, but then starts ghosting me, I think it's just a bit bloody rude. So I want to try and get a very stippled effect that might make some shadows and things around here. As in, if the paint lifts up a little bit, it creates its own shadow, which I think is another cool texture that I can add to this. And it can also create some nice shapes between the leaves as well, which can make it look like the sky is poking on through. I'm gonna get some yellow, sneak some yellow in. I don't really need that falling on me totally again and again and again. Introduce him. One of my first tours was my exhibition. Yeah, I started Heygo in February, the very last weekend of February, 2020. Oh, what year is it now? 2020. Oh, wait, 2022. Wait, what year is it? Is it 23 now? Yeah, 2022. I started in the very last weekend of February. And it was around this time that my other exhibition was. So I did some tours outside and had a great time, quite a few. And then I had to start doing my artwork. I kept getting distracted by Heygo, and I wasn't doing the thing I needed to be doing. That's the story of some of our Heygo lives. So I decided to start painting live, and people really liked it. Obviously, I didn't have that big a following then, but it was really cool to, then take people to the exhibition. So, yeah, you're right. It did happen. Not super close, but within 2 months of me joining Heygo is, when that happened. When I did one of my first exhibitions. It's in the same place, actually. But after this exhibition, especially later in the year when I moved to Osaka, I'm gonna look for grander locations. I won't be able to have another one in Moriyama. You can only have it here if you live here. In the train station, anyway. So I'll need somewhere new anyway. But yeah, bigger, grander locations, which also might have to mean that I change the subject of what I create quite dramatically. I might start doing portraits or abstract. I'm not sure, but I think what I'm going to create will change quite a lot because there'll be different kinds of venues that I'll be going to, or even like fashion illustration. My first ever exhibition was in 2011, and it had a very fashion illustration theme. Not for any particular reason, just kind of by accident. But yeah, it was quite different. Now I need to find a way to get some of the bits of sky poking through again because I'm losing some of them. I've got an idea. What's happening in here? I think the queen is going to fit in this shape. I'll start placing her in a second. And then the gate is going to fit in there. But I can add more colours after this goes slightly dry. I don't really have loads of time for such a thing, but I can let stuff go a bit tacky over the next days. Tomorrow is going to be bright and sunny, so these are all going out as if they're laundry. I put them all on my washing line on my balcony, and that works a treat. Queen in here. I'm going to see if I can make the shape of the queen. Then I know what I've got to fill in around. Will you go live from this upcoming exhibition? Yes, lovely. Yes, 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 yes. Please give me a follow on buymeacoffee.com/MissKendalJames. If you do that, you'll get the newsletter with all of the links and things. But I'll be posting this up this weekend as well. This is a world show inspired by Heygo, a collection of oil and watercolour paintings with myself and Catherine B sketches. But yeah, there's going to be 7 dates for the live show. Don't worry. You can already find 2 of them on the first 2 on my YouTube channel right now. But there's going to be 7 dates that you can check that out. So don't you worry. Being ghosted sucks. I've been there after 1 year of engagement. Oh my goodness, Anna. My middle finger goes up high for that person. What a bum bum. Anna just loves those greens and etc. together. Looks so, so good. Thank you. You like my cartoon in that Inktober collection? Oh, thanks. Gotta do Inktober this year. Yes, yes, yes. That was fun, wasn't it? That was so fun doing it in front of you guys like that. So yeah. Yeah. That'll be coming back. I also did save the what's it called? Uploads. I also saved the, what's the word I'm looking for? I have the Inktober downloaded files from last year. I don't think I'm going to share them just as they were because I kind of want to respect the privacy of those that were involved in it, to be honest. In particular, one person that I think had a lot going on with their mental health. And I was always addressing that person. So I don't think I'm going to put the full Inktobers up, but I think I'm going to do a sped up version of them for you to see me creating the previous Inktobers. Trying to sneak some of the light back through the trees here. I think that's working a little bit. Nice. Now let's make a queenie space. Just a second. Light through the trees. There we go. Queenie's going to fit in. Is it rude to call her Queenie? I don't know. What am I getting Queenie from? Monty Python or something else? You know, with the orange hair. Based on Queen Elizabeth II, I think. Ooh. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I'm going to fit her in somewhere in that space. So I have to keep it to scale based on the plinth just underneath her. Blackadder, that's what I'm getting it from. Oh, you have the booklet. You can download the booklet, Anna. It's on my Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/MissKendalJames. You can get the downloaded, you can download the digital file of the Inktober colouring book. You can see all of them. You can see all of them. No problem, Anna. It was a dramatic middle finger. I'm good at a dramatic middle finger. Unfortunately, something my partner has also learned from me. Also, the comic middle finger. There is a comic one as well, right? Like where you go to get it out of your pocket or something. He's learnt a lot of good stuff from me. Depending on what kind of thing you like. Mixing up a greyish colour here. So I need that to be almost nothing on there while I try and work out the size of the plinth. The size of the plinth to still add detail. Oh, it can come up quite high, actually, because the green fence has to come in here too, which means the queen might be a bit smaller than I thought. Okay, her dress comes out on the side, so it's not too small. Oh, that needs to go up even higher. Just trying to work out the scale, guys. Sorry, 1 second. I realise others might have worked out this particular scale before starting. Not me. Blackadder, that's the one. Blackadder, Blackadder. That's the one. In here. On the hat. Fits. It fits. It fits, it fits, it fits. Nice. That's where the queen is. How do you like it? Do you like the queen? Looking nice. Looking nice. Let me see. I need this thingy, this cloth. I'm going to scoop out some of the paint in this gap. That way, this inside bit will dry a bit faster. There we go. So you can fit in that gap. Ugh. Always sticking my finger in it, literally. A couple of other pieces up here you might want to see. They're drying now. Here's a little piece with sea lions and matte. And here's the piece I literally stuck in all of the oil paint the other day. This is the one in Banff that I just about finished. Needs a couple of extra tiny details. Oops. What is that? One just fell. What is it? It's a blank one. Phew-wee. Phew-wee. Right. I want to get the fence in there now. The fence is actually going to be quite difficult. But I have to start. Just because it's difficult doesn't mean you shouldn't try. Be right back, no problem. Right. I'm going to scrape it. No, I'm not. 1 second. No, I'm not. First of all, I'm going to add a little bit more. To the outside of where the queen is. Okay. Right. I've decided I think I'm going to stick my finger in it again. Going to literally try and scrape some of this. Maybe it comes down lower. I think it comes down lower. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I am making up my own one, so it doesn't really matter. But no harm in a little bit more. Okay, and then now I have to scrape some bits. Actually, I have a different tool I'm going to use. I don't really know what this is or where I got it from. Some kind of file. It's just the kind of thing I would have used back in the UK for my first exhibition, which was on acrylic sheets with scratched into it like an etching. But I think I can use this too. To mark out where I'd like the fence to go. In my head, I'm just singing, Blackadder, Blackadder, which is pretty great. This is more my guideline than anything, I think. My personal guideline. There's some really difficult details in here. I don't actually know if I can paint them in oil paint as I'm learning, and I don't have time to let it dry. But I can do my best. We can all do our best. So I'll see. Okay. Actually, it looks kind of nice just scratched in, which could let me off a lot of things. Maybe it doesn't need painting in. Ooh, that would be cool. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, maybe it could just be a scratched in thing. We'll have a look at it in a second and see. Anybody still there? You're there, but not there. I can see you, but I can't hear you guys. Oh well, sugar night. Like I said, this particular stream is running at an odd time for the people that normally watch my live streams, and that is fine. So here the fence is scratched into the background, and I'm wondering if that counts enough. I'm thinking it looks kind of cool. Or I can paint it in. perhaps let it dry in the sunlight tomorrow and see what I think I can do without dirtying it up too much. Or maybe I can use a different tool to scratch into it some more. Might use some kind of skewer. So I'm going to try and get a queeny grey in there. Hello Ginny, thanks for still being here. And Sarah, if you're still here. Okay, queeny details. I guess I should start with the darkest and put the light on top. I need enough because I'd like her to be kind of three-dimensional. Put a lot of colours together to try and make a really dark colour. Mostly blue and brown. Dark blue. It's not grey enough, so it needs a touch of red in it. We got a bit of red over here from the other day. Somehow 2 days and it's already super tacky. I guess when you're in person, these are a little bit more brown than grey anyway. So maybe this works fine. Hello Anna, welcome back. What I've done here, Ginny and Anna, is I've just scratched in the detail of the fence. I actually like how it looks scratched in. I'm thinking I might use a skewer to scratch it in a little bit further. But for now I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to work into it more. I was thinking of putting green on top, but I'll give it a day in the sunshine tomorrow so the background gets a little bit more tacky anyway. And then I can go from there. I think I need more of a dark blue. Hello Catherine, nice to see you. I snuck this one on at this time just in case you would be able to come along for a bit of it. It was a little bit early for you, I realised. Catherine is the other wonderful artist that will be in my exhibition. I have a lot to do next week after I've finished painting. Still haven't finished painting, can you believe it? I can believe it considering I've not been well. But yes, there'll be a lot to do. To think about how to frame everyone's art, our art, and price it and everything, let alone putting up the exhibition. I'll see what I can do. I believe it will all be okay. How are you since your trip, Catherine? Your trip to Paris? It did look wonderful. Maybe I should just go in with a paint for a lot of this on the paintbrush. I'll do a mixture. Oh, she's shattered now. Says there was a lot to sketch. I bet. Were you there with an art group, or were you the sketching person on your holiday, on your trip? Or were you there with a group of people that were also like-minded? Trying to add some background details because I can bring it forward, bring the colour forward with light colours after, starting with a dark colour in the background. I'm loving working in oil, Catherine. I'm really surprised at how much I love it, actually. I really love it. I feel like it was meant to be. And my friend Andrew Foster, you might have seen me promote sometimes, he said, I knew you'd love it, Kendall. I'm a texture person. I love texture. So I really appreciate the marks I can make with oil paint. Okay. Take a little off in there. I've got to try and find the highlights. Find the highlights. That's how I'm going to play this game. Here and there. It might be a bit difficult at this stage. I might have to give it a little moment in the sunshine tomorrow. Definitely not today for sunshine. But heat is the most important thing. Hi, Lethargy. Ooh, you joined a group and there were 8 of you, including the tutor. How cool that you got to work with the tutor too. That's really nice. Oh, so you had someone showing you what was what. Awesome. Super awesome. Okay, this is going to be really blooming difficult, actually, and it really might not take straight away. But I'm going to start. Just the hints of highlights, and then I can let it dry a touch in the sun tomorrow and come back to it Sunday night, which is my Sunday daytime, sorry, which is my final chance for doing things and giving them a chance to dry. a crucial bit. What will her face look like in my oil painting hands? This is my first oil painted person. So who knows? I can say that her face looks very British. I can tell you that much if I look up close. I've become a lot more in tune with what's British and what's American and what's not since living here in Japan. And nice to see Lethargy and Catherine here. The time slot that I've set this at is a very sleepy time. I don't normally get many people watching my live streams at this hour. But, you know, I thought the show must go on. I've still got to paint, and it might be nice for somebody. So, there we go. Oh, Claire is here too. Claire? There's a Claire here? Or you know something I don't know? I think you might know something I don't know. Getting up close here. And try not to get everything to blend into everything else. But I do want a bit of blending in because then I can show different shadows and things. It's just one of a few layers I might do. So Anna and Ginny have seen some of my other pieces in this live stream. If Lethargy and Catherine, if you would like to see a couple of other pieces that you haven't seen online yet, just let me know and I'll show them again. Do you see the queen? She's starting to sneak out of there. Can you see her coming out? It's a yes from Catherine. Or maybe that's a yes, you can see the queen coming out of this chocolate shape I've made. When I was a child and I tried to create art, I used to be so baffled that I could have these grand ideas in my head and I'd get pen and paper or I'd get my cute little felt tip pens because I was just little, even just a teenager or something, and I'd try to create art and I'd be baffled, like, why isn't it working? Why doesn't it look like what I want it to look like? And I just couldn't get my head around the folds of fabric and the light and shadow. I used to be so confused by it all. I used to wonder how on earth people do it. And I realized over time you just start noticing. What I did was I started noticing people in the real world. I remember from the age of 16, I started working in a supermarket, started working for Tesco. And I would spend a lot of time people watching when I'd be working on the checkouts and other things. I'd love it, spending some time people watching. And I'd start to learn about the folds of fabric and things. I also started making my own clothes when I was maybe 13 by hand, but 15, 16 by sewing machine. Almost 16 by sewing machine. And it started to give me a stronger insight into what things look like, what they might look like when they fold, when they crease and fold, which was very helpful, as I'm sure you can imagine. Would I please show the alpaca one and the seals? Yeah, okay. Give me 10 minutes to do this little, well, 10 minutes or less to do a bit more of this grey. And then I'll show those again. The alpaca one is not finished, by the way. But I've added more. But I'm not sure you'll find it looks impressive right now. So my advice, if you want to get better at drawing and painting, everyone says practice, 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 practice. Absolutely, you've got to practice. But my more solid advice is pay attention. Look at what people are wearing. Look at how their clothing falls. Look at what they're eating. Look at how the packaging crumbles. Look at where the writing on packaging disappears because of the fold. So just look at things, man. Don't stare, but examine. Become an examiner. I think that's my best advice. And because of that, I think that you can keep your skill even over time. I once, when I was studying interior design and architecture at university, I did some incredible pictures. I created some incredible pieces. And I remember showing the pieces to someone from my class, but I showed them to him a couple of years later, and I was like, look, yeah, this is what I used to do at university. And he's like, wow, they're really good, but that was ages ago, so you must be much worse now. And I thought, no, I'm not. That's like, if you haven't practiced in a long time, you can become worse if you become complacent about what you've learned. But I guess you can, but I don't think it leaves you. As long as you keep looking, keep examining, it's a version of practicing that doesn't require actually holding a paintbrush and things, in my personal opinion. So stick at it one way or another. You'll be fine. This is just the basic underside, but I think it's looking queenish. What do you think? Queenish? I need to let it chill a bit. I'm going to add some more details over time and over time. I'm holding my breath sometimes. I don't know if you can hear me holding my breath. You hear the silence. It's Kendall holding her breath. Also, sometimes if you can't create things, you might not realize, but you might be using the wrong tools. If you're trying and trying and it isn't working, you got to try a different tool sometimes. I don't think I could have done what I've just done without using this smaller brush. Well, I'm glad I got home when I did. It sounds like the trains have slowed right down again. It's a rainy day, which means the chance of the trains being delayed is very, very, very high. Okay, give you a little close-up of what she's looking like so far. Can I get it to focus? Yeah, block that out. So it's looking pretty rough so far, but that's all right. Doesn't even matter if it turned out to be an abstract kind of one anyway. Just my piece of art in the moment. Did I do the finishing touches to the clogs? No, Lethargy, I haven't. I had a day off yesterday. Went to see my partner in Osaka. Had a little date with him, which was very nice. We went to Universal Studios Japan. Please do check out my little video of the parade I put up. I'm going to do a special video of the Harry Potter area too. The art of looking, exactly, Catherine. Not finished is good too. Wasn't here when you worked on the alpaca. Okay, lovely. Right, let me show you the ones that I've got just over here. Seals. The seals are finished. They were in South Africa, in Cape Town with Matt. Banff. This one is 90% finished. In Canada with Patrick. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. I've got this one. You might not like it so much, but I wanted to play around with the light and the factory in the background. This one is in Memphis with Larry. The light was interesting to me, and all these little factory details. I loved doing that. Thanks. This one, not quite how I wanted it to come out, but it was an interesting experiment. This one is in New York with Yusuke. My favourite bit is the little Statue of Liberty over there. But yeah, it didn't come out how I wanted to, but that's all right. I think it'll look nice in the set with everything else. And let's have a little look over here. Clogs are not finished. This is 50% finished. There's a lot left to do on this one. And this alpaca is not yet finished. I've got to add leaves. I've got to add, this is almost dry. It's touch dry. I can add more texture into that by literally using my finger, actually. Using my finger and other things, cloths and stuff. This is meant to look like straw, I think. So I can add a lot of detail on the areas that I intentionally left texture. And the same goes in the bricks there. Do you see? It's kind of magicked bricks into existence there. It's pretty cool, I think. I might finish this alpaca tonight and you can see it tomorrow. Oh, thanks, Anna. Thank you guys so much for being so supportive. I actually feel so blessed by you that I could cry. I cry very easily, especially for happiness reasons. So yeah, you guys rock. Thank you so much. Right, this is meant to be lighter over here, but I can still do a little bit of texture in between the stones. But doesn't that look cool already? I think that looks much better, much more depth is in there. Stick my finger in the white and see what I can do with a bit of white as well. Mush it together and then bring it back. Oh, thanks, guys. There are 2 dates listed so far, but there's going to be 7 dates in total. So I beg you, don't wake up and stress yourself out trying to get up really early or really late. There really is a time that's going to suit everybody, okay? So please wait until I've released all 7 thingies and then work out which one or ones you can go to yourself. You might want to come to one near the beginning and one near the end to kind of see how it all went. And you'll be able to purchase both mine and Catherine's work, okay? Go through me and I'll work out a way to make that happen. And I'll work out a way to post them too. So don't worry. Be happy. Love it. That's all right, Catherine. I'm excited too. It is exciting. I showed you the clogs one just now. Let me show you a couple of others. Right, this butterfly is 85% finished. Butterfly. This time suits you best. There'll be one that's at this time, Anna. One or two at this particular time. This one's not finished at all. It's not really started. It's in Salvador, I think. And I'll just show you the others because I'm just finishing up the session now. I might do a little tiny bit more on the bottom of this one. But I'll show you a couple more. Oh, you can see my super works in progress. You can tell this one's going to be Erico, right? And this one is lovely Richard in Australia. I love the sky in this one. So nice. A couple more here. We've got Chinese Garden of Friendship in Australia. There's going to be a pagoda up here and then a waterfall crashing down on this one. I think this one's going to be a strong favourite of mine personally. We'll see, we'll see. This one is also not yet finished. This is Lily in Winchester in the UK. Bear with me. Got a couple more I can show you. Oh, this one is Kelsey. Barely started, but I still have confidence. I think I can do this. Kelsey. And this one is Rishi in India. Barely started. Just a little background layer on some of them. And then there are some that are totally finished, including these ones here. These are finished on drying. This one's almost dry. That is in Ukraine with Olga. And it's got a Banksy mural of Putin being karate chopped in the background. And then this one is in the lovely, did you say High Down Gardens? I think that's what you said, with Ginny. So there are a couple of animal ones. There's going to be a couple of people ones, a lot of landscapes, generally outside stuff. But yeah, what do you think? Do you like them? There's a few more that are up on my wall so I can look at them when I wake up. They're just drying in their own way. And I've got 23 in the works, or 10 are properly finished. Some are, about 6 are close to finished, and then 6 I've really got to push through. Working about 14 hours of painting over the next 2.5 days. 14 hours or so of painting. So I'll be busy. I'll be busy, but it'll be okay. Okay, I am going to leave you with that for now. I hope you liked the little peek at everything. Please do follow me on Instagram /MissKendalJames. That's how you can see details of the World Show that is coming. You can check out my other stuff on Etsy /MissKendalJames, Kendall with 1 L for everything. Catherine is also Catherine B Sketches, MissKendalJames, and check me out linktr.ee /MissKendalJames for everything together under one roof. Loads of links, I mean. And you can also drop a tip to me if you would. I mean, this has cost me hundreds and hundreds of pounds and dollars just in the prep. So if you've got a tip or you'd like to join a Kendall Packer and get your own art come to you in the future, please go ahead and do that. If you sign up for an annual membership, you get 2 months off, and you also get a piece of art of your choosing. At the end, you can even have me create a specific piece for you of any medium you choose. I don't mind. Okay, lovelies. Thank you so much. Please go to buymeacoffee.com /MissKendalJames, and I'll catch you soon. I'm going to post a little postcard that Laurie has ordered for his mummy. I'm going to post that. His, maybe his. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, for their mum. All right. Catch you guys. Thank you. You might get kicked off in a second because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. So please do share my YouTube channel, MissKendalJames, so that I can try and get 1,000 subscribers so people don't get kicked off. This will be available for you to watch in about 20 hours. Okay, bye.